Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that by far one of the biggest questions of all time within the Star Wars Skywalker Saga's sequel trilogy has all to do with Rey's true identity / her lineage and exactly how that's going to be explained in Episode 9 by, of course, director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Rey's identity is that we do know that it's going to be the core of the story. In fact, Rey's parents are going to be deeply explored in Episode 9, and that everything that we need to know and want to know about Rey will be explained as said by Daisy Ridley over at D23. And speaking about D23, a couple of weeks ago, J.J. Abrams was able to answer many burning questions that fans had for J.J. Abrams and, of course, everybody else involved with the movies, such as Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, you name it. And what's really intriguing is, of course, the big question about Rey Palpatine and Rey Skywalker that popped up for, of course, the character of Rey in Episode 9, to which it's explained that at D23, JJ was asked the question on whether or not Rey is related to Palpatine or Luke Skywalker, and if that JJ could provide any hints to that, to which JJ simply states that he cannot wait for fans to see what he has in store for the fans, and that he believes many fans will be excited about Rey's true identity once it's revealed, and that it was a tough challenge, and by far one of the most difficult decisions to make in the script. Additionally, JJ states that Rey's identity reveal will fully explain why she has the power that she has in the trilogy, and that the idea of who Rey is in the story changed constantly until George Lucas came on board in late 2018. JJ describes that it was a fun experience since Rey's lineage evolved throughout the writing of the script, and that it will be told in a way that fans will be very surprised by. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, like we've been going over before in many of the leaks and many of the hints and or indicators out there, Rey is indeed going to be a Palpatine from what we have been going over. So, with that being said, if that is indeed the final decision of Rey being the granddaughter of Palpatine himself, I'm not quite sure how everybody's going to react to that, and it could also line directly up with why J.J. Abrams wants to justify Rey's powers and why she's so powerful and how she is able to go up against Kylo Ren. It also makes you think back to The Force Awakens, where Kylo Ren grabs the First Order officer and says, "What girl?" as if he's concerned about Rey being a descendant of course, Darth Sidious. You know, it does make a lot of sense now. So, when we look at Episode 9, the fact that they're trying to do something incredible, and how JJ dodged the question right then and there about Rey Palpatine and Rey Skywalker, and whether or not that's going to be a thing in Episode 9, the thing about JJ is that, you know, he loves mystery boxes, and that's what he set up in The Force Awakens that's now going to be fully explained in Episode 9, and whether or not it's truly going to actually satisfy fans is a big question open on the table for discussion. Now, we do know that they aim to make Rey's identity reveal and where Rey is going to be far bigger than the I am your father moment in the way it's going to be executed. Now, the actual simple way itself, you know, just Rey being the granddaughter of Palpatine, I'm not quite sure if that really matches up with the Darth Vader I am your father moment. But depending on how it's going to be executed and how it's going to be unveiled to the audience also matters of how it's going to compare to the I am your father moment from Empire Strikes Back. And how this was actually described as one of the most difficult decisions for JJ in the script of changing Rey's lineage and deciding on who she really is really speaks volumes. It tells us that they really are doing something truly special for the character of Rey in Episode 9, and what they're really trying to do here is that they're trying to justify her powers. They're trying to justify why, you know, she was able to go up against Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens, why she was able to do the Jedi mind trick and doing all these different things, right? So that's another big question open on the table, right? If she is indeed a descendant of Palpatine, why would she have the ability of the Jedi mind trick? That's another big question open on the table, right? Now, J.J. Abrams, we do know that he talked about this as well over at D23, that Rey is going to have a series of new powers in this film that's really going to be quite breathtaking for the audience. You know, a series of new powers, and with the leaks that we have been talking about of her having Force lightning and having the ability to heal and or resurrect, would be pretty much, you know, topping the list right then and there. You know, her using Force lightning, I think, is the biggest dead giveaway that she is indeed a descendant of Palpatine and is indeed the granddaughter of Darth Sidious himself. And if you look at Rey, right, if you just look at some of her facial features and look at some shots of Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, you can see that certain shots of him do mimic Rey's face. So we can see that they're trying to go in that direction, and they're trying to make this a very dark Star Wars film, obviously. That would definitely fit the tone of this movie, of Rey being the granddaughter of Palpatine. That would definitely make it very dark, and how Rey's going to react to all of that really is going to be a big thing for Episode 9. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.